shoot this real quick before I get going on some other things because I have to leave it around 1 today. So I want to get going. My main thing I want to talk to you about today is Zoom's recent public access and what's been going on with that. I ran a new public access, took him a new place last week when I got my hair cut, and he did pretty well. His biggest problem right now is he's been like popping up when someone is like directly in front of him and talking, like he wants to go see that person and stuff like that. And my biggest problem is trying to get people not to talk at him or just when he's wound up, I need to get him out of that situation so he calms down and he's not trying to go and say hi to everybody. I want him to keep going. I mean, yes, it is important for him to stop and get used to a thing and be calm in that situation, but it's very hard for me to do that when he is getting overstimulated, and he is not in a place where he won't be stimulated because he is under 2 years old and he just hasn't calmed down yet. He is very calm for a 1-year-old, like he's great in the house, but out in public he is like so excited, and he's not like bouncing off the walls excited, not that type of excited, but he like wants to say hi to everybody. He wants to sniff everything, and I don't want him to do that. Eventually I want him to just walk straight through something and just stop when he needs to stop. And his biggest issue is the stylist was telling me, oh, all the service dogs eat the hair. Well, she was right. He didn't get into it as much as I thought he would. But my biggest issue is I could not get him to go under where this table was. Part of that problem is the angle I was at. I was not dead center in front of this table because I was trying to get him under there as fast as possible so he would calm down. But he wanted to face out so he could see everything. I don't have a problem with that. But when I had people walking up to him, because someone was talking to the stylist, he wanted to go out and see that person. There was a customer next to me that he wanted to stiff, and it's like, no, you can't do that. I had to correct him to get him down. I actually had to stop in my mid haircut when she was doing like the back of my head and correct him and put him back down in a down stay. But anyway, I mean, it's just little things like that. 9 times out of 10, he's usually pretty good. And he will calm down. Like I had a friend walk by a church over on Sunday, and she's like, he's doing good. She didn't talk to me directly. She wasn't talking to him directly. I mean, I'm fine with him wagging his tail when someone goes by him, that's fine. But it's like, it's people unnecessarily talking at him. Just the people doing little baby dog noses, fine. If he's not working and I'm just out walking him around and I don't really care if he's that focused, eventually I'll let people say hi to him. But the main reason I don't let people say hi to him is his focus goes so 180 and he's so unfocused with that it takes me 5 minutes just to get him back in a heel. If I stop and let people say hi to him because he gets super, super wound up. I don't want him that wound up. And that's why I keep him in a heel and I keep going. Because he's like, I need him to stay calm and I need him to stay focused. And it's easier to get him to stay focused if he's in a downstay. And I know I couldn't, and I had people talking, I had 2 10-year-olds on the other side of my table talking to me, and they were asking, I don't mind if people ask questions. That's a good thing. but it's like they didn't even realize he was a service dog. Like I just happened to have a dog there. I'm like, I'm not quite sure what that was about. So I think they didn't realize he was a service dog, which is probably why they were asking to pet him. And it's like, or they don't know what that means. And it's like, but a lot of people don't know what the service dog rules are. And they don't know what the etiquette is. And it's like, they are held to a higher standard than just a pet. So it's like, but the main reason the dog has to stay focused is if I drop something at church, primarily my pen, he has to be able to pick that up eventually. He will not do that right now. He'll do it. He'll pick up stuff at the house. He's fine. But he will not pick things up in public yet. I have to talk to Emily and see how we can work on that, because I would literally have to take him out somewhere every day to see if I could get him to pick up a pen out in public when I need him to focus. His focus is it's better, but it's not quite there yet. And it doesn't really help that I just have that he's popping up every time someone's walking in front of him. I mean, even when I'm walking him around in a heel, I mean, yes, you can say my dog is pretty, but don't make eye contact with him and completely distract him. So I have to work twice as hard trying to get him to focus. My other issue right now is Emily had to reschedule. I was supposed to have my lesson on the 12th. Now I'm having it on the 22nd because her one dog is sick again, and she had to cancel. So that kind of has put a wrench in training him. I mean, I've been busting my butt and trying to train him, and I'll probably work with him between a little bit later today if I have time. But I have other stuff I have to do before I leave this afternoon. So that's pretty much what I've been doing, and the stuff I've been dealing with his public access and stuff. So it's like, it's really kind of, as a handler, it's frustrating, but I kind of knew it would happen. It's just an issue of teaching people, you can't do this, you can't do that with a service dog because they will get distracted. I don't care how well trained the dog is, the dog's still a dog and the dog's going to get distracted. Just if you know the dog's a service dog, don't even approach the person. Don't approach the dog, don't make eye contact with the dog. 9 times out of 10, Zoom's okay. If somebody just looks at him, that's fine. He won't get up. But on the off chance that he's going to, I can control him, but I can't control what people do. So if anybody sees this that has never seen a service dog or has seen a service dog and wanted to go over and say something, if you absolutely have to and want to and have a legitimate question for the handler, do not look at the dog. Talk to the handler, do not look at the dog. And I'm probably a little harder on people because he's still in training and I really want him to stay focused. So, but yeah, so I think I come across as being very harsh, either to him as I'm working him, and this is just random people that will see me walking around, or maybe a little off-putting to some people, even people that know me. But I don't intend to be that way. If I am that way, it's because I'm trying to keep him focused. And keep him from getting distracted and being able to get moving without kind of breaking that stride where I know he's going to be focused enough and keep going if he's not gonna pay attention. So I would rather do that than just have to stop and direct him every 10 seconds because he's trying to sniff something or sniff somebody. I don't want him getting into the habit of sniffing people when I'm out in public because he's not supposed to do that. So I am trying to curtail that, and I can't do that if people keep stopping me. So if you don't know, and if you come across this video and you don't know anything about service dogs, look at some of my videos, or some other videos or whatever, or Google articles on, Google some articles if you're genuinely interested from some reliable sources, and just educate yourself about what you should do, what you shouldn't do, to kind of respect the handler and the dog. But service dog handlers aren't mean to their dogs. They are just trying to make sure their dog is doing its job and that it stays focused. And that's all I want for myself and Zoom. And that's pretty much what I wanted to say in this video. And I'll try to have a training update for you guys as soon as I work with Emily. We're going to work on a few new commands because there's a few things I want to tweak, and I'm always troubleshooting. So I'll see you guys in the next one.